Hello and welcome to the Parenting Roundabout podcast. I'm Terry Morrow, hoping you're still hanging in with us through this good enough podcasting week. From the grab bag today, I'm pulling out chats on comfort food and weird things we've found. But first, we'll look back on that time when Nicole wore two different shoes. While we're at it, you might want to take a quick look to make sure yours match. We know how things can get this time of year.
So I'm a little concerned.
Uh-oh.
Yes,
What's wrong?
realized today as I went to get my shoes to take my daughter out to an appointment.
Uh-huh.
I couldn't find a matching pair.
Uh-oh.
And so I went to the garage, and I was looking in my hall closet. So I went to the garage where my shoes were that I wore from yesterday.
Yeah.
Because typically I pull the car into the garage, kick off my shoes, and go into the house.
Right.
So I go into the garage. Actually, my daughter went into the garage for me to get the shoes. She brings them out. Lo and behold, they're a mismatched pair.
Uh-oh.
Which makes me wonder, did I wear two different shoes at the same time?
For an entire day.
For an entire day.
Now, there are some questions I need to ask before we worry about this too much. How different were the shoes?
Okay.
From a distance, could somebody think they were the same shoes?
Style?
Somebody would know, because even though the color could have passed, one has a white sole and the other one has black.
Oh, people miss that. That could be just like creative. Okay, now, second thing, what were you wearing with the shoes? Were you wearing a skirt or shorts so that they really showed, or did you have pants on?
I was wearing capris, so yes, they were rolled
They showed.
up.
Okay.
And I was at a hospital, and nobody was looking at my feet. Like, nobody was like,
cared.
Giving me any weird glances. I mean, they probably, I don't know.
Because they were all busy with whatever brought them to the hospital. So.
Yes, they were. But here's the thing is that I sat down for 3 of those hours. I was with 2 other adults, never mind nurses that were coming and going, plus a 10-year-old who loves, as 10-year-olds do, they will point out things, right?
Right.
So first of all, did I really wear 2 different pairs of shoes yesterday? And if I did, how did not one single person notice or say anything to me? So, and here's the kicker. I've been trying to get a hold of my friend who I was with yesterday so that she could either say yay or nay.
Yes.
And of course, her phone is not working.
All right. Well, one thing I think I could say for sure is that you don't want to call your friend who you were with at the hospital while a traumatic procedure was going on and say, by the way, did you notice my shoes? I think she had other things on her mind.
She had other things on her. But, she's the kind of friend that would notice and say something.
Yes. Is it possible that the fact that nobody said something means they weren't really that obviously different?
Or is it possible they were so different and nobody wanted to say anything because they were worried?
Maybe they just thought that the sole of one of them was really, really dirty. You would walk through something black.
Maybe they were just being kind.
You are determined to put the worst possible spin on this, aren't you?
I just don't understand how I did it for 5 hours.
What's that sound I hear coming from California? It's people talking about Nicole. Did you see her shoes?
Her shoes. And the thing is, I've done that. I've done that before, too. Once before I did that.
You've talked about people's shoes, or you've worn different shoes?
I've worn different shoes. I wore them to school the whole day. One black and one brown.
You know what? My feeling on this, and listeners refer back to our episode last week about embracing your age. Just own it. I did that on purpose. I thought it would look cool. Isn't this what the kids are doing today? I couldn't find the other one, and I wanted to go out. Yeah, just own it. What the heck? Who cares? Who cares? Really? Does anybody care about your shoes?
Well,
I mean, don't do it again, but
don't worry.
Own it. Although, why not? You know what? If I can bring a backpack to a wedding, you can wear 2 different shoes.
See, Terry has an ulterior motive.
We give ourselves permission. Now, I would not wear one high heel and one flat. That could be trouble. But if they're both the same style of shoe and they're sort of the same color and there's just an odd detail that's different, I totally think you can get away with that.
You think?
I do.
I just don't get how I did that.
But now you have to wear the other set just so the wear and tear is even.
Yeah, that's right. I need
You've
to keep up the trend.
One each from those two pairs.
Honestly, Catherine, what are you thinking? Do you think that... Come on, we've got to have a consensus here.
But you're worried, like, is this a sign that I'm losing my marbles? And I'll tell you what I have heard, which is doing something like, swapping your shoes or losing your car keys or whatever is just regular old forgetfulness or distraction or what have you. It's when you have the shoes in your hands and you don't know what to do with them. You don't know what they're for. Or you put them in the microwave or whatever. That's when we have to start to worry about you.
Yes.
Okay.
So I think you should.
So we're not worried just yet. If I get on the podcast one day and say, who are you and what are you doing?
Then we're going to have...
That might be an issue.
That would be a problem. Let me ask you, Nicole, what do you have on your feet right now?
Nothing.
Nothing? And your feet match? Everything looks good?
Everything looks good.
You don't have, like, different toenail polish on one foot.
That's right. That's the next step, you know?
Nope. Everything looks good and accounted for.
Okay,
and
good.
Excellent.
Relatively normal.
Oh,
okay,
dear.
So are we all agreeing that this was just, just...
You had a lot on your mind.
one-off?
It's not a big deal.
Yes. Yes. You just grabbed two shoes that looked relatively the same and didn't think about it. But you might want to put those shoes in different parts of your closet from now on.
Oh, I'm thinking
Segregate, like alternate styles so that you can't, you would know if you put two on that were the same because they would feel really different.
Okay.
These are the things that we must do as we, start losing it. You got to set things up so that you don't.
Oh, boy.
Put a little note on the microwave. No shoes go here.
Right. Not
no
for shoes.
Okay.
And continuing our theme of stealing questions from memes on Facebook, today's question is, what is your favorite comfort food? Is there a food that you eat when you need to just feel a little better about life? Terry, do you have one?
Oh, I don't know. There are so many. I'm not all that selective, really, but I do tend to like salty, crunchy things. Crackers. If there's crackers in the house, I will go directly for them. Mm-hmm. And popcorn. There's been times when I've had a popcorn popper, and making popcorn and just shoving it in my mouth is always a comforting thing. But, absent those things, I will pretty much eat anything. Just eating in general is a comfort, which is a bad thing. bad thing. But salty, crunchy snacks, I would say.
Nicole, do you have a comfort food, and is it ketchup chips?
Ketchup chips and salt and vinegar chips. Yes.
Those are delicious.
See, I can get
those are salty and crunchy.
Yes, I can get them down here with salt and vinegar. Yeah. So I usually have those in my cupboard. And then my ketchup chips, of course, I only get once in a blue moon. But yes, those are that and mashed potatoes.
Mashed potatoes are good.
That's a pretty classic.
It's pretty comforting.
Comfort food, isn't it?
Yeah.
Mine is bread in any form, like toast. It has to be toasted, like it has to be warm. But with peanut butter or with jelly or just with butter. My friend sent me this cherry jam from Michigan, and it was so good. And I just
sounds glorious.
Finished, and now I don't have any more, so I can't be comforted. That's it.
The world is a bleak and comfortless place.
Just misery from now on. So a couple of weeks ago now, I think it was, over on the website Go Fug Yourself, they posed this question. as part of a book giveaway they were doing. And I thought it was really fun to read the answers. So I want to ask you guys, what is the weirdest thing you have ever found? And just by the way, at least 3 people in the comments section of that post mentioned something about false teeth.
Oh,
but I have never personally found any false teeth. So,
oh boy,
trying to think what I've ever found. I don't know that I've lost plenty of things. I'm trying to think what I might have found. Catherine, do you have a good answer to this? Start us off.
Yes,
prime our pumps.
My answer is that I was like weeding or doing something outside in the flower beds, and I'm pretty sure it was in the springtime. So this would have been, something that was buried under snow and leaves for an extended period, and it was a DVD of an Olsen Twins movie. Not in a package, but like just the DVD itself. But it was from a video store, and it was not like near the sidewalk. It's not like it fell out of somebody's hand or their car or something. This was way up by the house where nobody would go except for us. But we had definitely not rented that movie. And yeah, it was super weird. I don't know where it came from or how it got there.
Wow.
Mary Kate and
That's
Ashley
good.
were hiding in our bushes.
Hiding out.
Wow.
So that's
have you
my
found
weird
something
thing.
good, Nicole?
Well, interestingly enough, I can't think of anything in my past, but most recently I did find something that was kind of a bit shocking and alarming. As you know, I now have 2 cats in my house, and one of them enjoys being outside and has become very adept at culling the lizard population in my backyard.
Oh.
I am more than happy to have happen unless I have to find it. And the way that I have been finding them is when I go outside and, if I'm watering the plants or if I have to walk across my grass or whatever, walk across the patio or whatever, I will generally come across one. Well, last week I didn't come across just one, but I came across 3 of them, and there was 3 of them, that had been disposed of. They had passed. They were lying, all 3 of them were lying upside down in the grass, and their tails had fallen off. Like they had dropped their tails because they were scared before the alleged attack that had happened.
Before the demise.
So coming across and finding these 3 poor lizards that had met their demise as a result of this cat we now have was a little shocking and a little unusual, and they all had their tails off. And it was quite a sight to see.
It's like a lizard serial killer in your neighborhood.
It was carnage.
Yeah.
Right there.
Exactly.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's upsetting.
Yeah, it was. I had to say I did feel sorry for the lizards at that point. I felt
Even
bad.
though you generally can't stand them.
Even though I generally don't like them.
Right.
Yes. So that's my answer.
Okay. And I honestly can't think of anything. I know that I probably have at some point, but I'm mostly in the process of losing things. Perhaps other things people have found weird things that I have left behind.
That you've abandoned.
This might be one thing. When we moved into our house, the sale process was not the smoothest. We had some I will generously call them misunderstandings with the owners as to when we would want to move in and when when we would want to close and when they would need to move out. I think I might have talked about this here before, but so we kind of moved in with a slightly unsettled feeling that, had the people that lived here before booby-trapped things in some way because they were not happy with us. And we never did find anything except that there were pennies on the floor. in various rooms. In most of the rooms, we have hardwood floors, and you would just walk into these empty rooms, and there would be just a penny kind of sitting on the ground next to the wall. And for quite some time after we moved in, we would from time to time just spot another penny. And it's always made me think, listeners, if you know of anything, is there some sort of significance to leaving pennies behind in a place? Is it some sort of curse attached to it? Is there some bad mojo that you can put on a family by leaving pennies behind? You know,
actually is.
Is there?
Oh no, it says putting pennies in the corners of rooms for good luck.
Oh. Okay.
For good luck.
Well, then I'm surprised they didn't pick them all up before they left, because I don't think they wanted to leave us any good luck at all. But I kept thinking, all right, if I find all the pennies, then any bad stuff will go away. But what if when you find the last penny, that's when the bad stuff happens? So it's been hanging over my head. So I don't know if those pennies were weird or not. They may just have been, you know what, you move a sofa and the change that's been in it just kind of leaks as you go. But I always felt that was kind of weird.
Here's one. Hi, we moved into a new house a couple weeks ago, and since then I've been finding pennies constantly. They're all over the house. I pick them up and place them in my drawer, but I just keep finding new ones. Any ideas?
Aha.
It's a thing.
Huh? It's a thing?
Ooh.
So what was the response to that?
Well, you don't want to know.
Oh.
I feel like I'm settling on my brother, and me. Is this like a Yahoo? Maybe I should send this to them.
There you go.
We'll talk later, Nicole.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm now
just Google it.
I'm getting a little freaked out now.
But let's just note how long you've lived in this house.
That's true, but you know what? There's been some times that this could be an explanation for. So,
all right,
some stuff that's gone down.
We're gonna leave our listeners with this cliffhanger, I guess.
That's it for today's Parenting Roundabout Grab Bag. Hope it matched your expectations and was comforting and not too weird. Tune in tomorrow for another fun assortment, and please stick with us. We'll have brand new episodes next week. Absolutely, you bet.